like that after all these years, the only clip on my Twitch channel is Joe's Oh Hi. It's immortalized on my Twitch. Hello and welcome to Coffee Benny.
It's brought to you by a couple of weirdos.
Chaotic entities.
Hi.
And their friends. And their pets. And their friends' pets.
Yeah. Yes,
Look at those cutie
they
potatoes.
were so tiny.
We welcome you to join us as we do things.
Maybe.
Chaotic things.
I should probably work on the newsletter.
What?
A little
What
bit.
heresy do you speak of?
I have it like half done. Special thanks to
Feels like-
Project Shadow for use of the song Pink.
I'm pressing buttons.
Yeah, it takes a while.
It takes-
Transitions. Yes. You need to wait until the first sprint. Really? Hello.
Really? Really?
He literally just reached up one like this to my arm of the chair. Like mother?
I haven't even opened up Twitch tabs. It's okay.
Actually, another link. Oh, god damn.
So on brand.
Chaos. I hope you love chaos because we got some hot, fresh chaos for you.
Let's post those tabs. Twitch. Let me move us over here to this monitor. Oh, look.
Clicky, clicky. Let me get Cat's tab
Let
open.
me get Glory open.
Mm.
We're both just like in each.
Chaos is totally fine. You know you love chaos. Why would you keep coming back if you don't adore the chaos?
That's the picture.
This is the brand.
Thomas ready for a nap.
We can never reform.
We are chaotic entities, and that is the only thing we guarantee.
Yes, that. I hate that YouTube will randomly turn my mic back on or when I open up
Yeah.
YouTube. And it's like, I never unclick it.
Tom says this day is weird and off.
Is it? Tell me about it. Because Logan was like, is this day being weird and off for you? And I'm like, no, it seems like a normal Saturday. But
I had
I'll
a very lovely Saturday.
tell him the men folk feel a disturbance in the force.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it is the man.
Apparently, fireworks stands in warehouses keep exploding, so
Well then, I would like to again speak of my support for instead of fireworks, what about drone shows?
So last night we had a drone show here in town. Tonight's the fireworks show. But so apparently last night, at some point at ridiculous o'clock in the morning, they don't know what caused it,
Oh no. Oh no.
but one of the fireworks stands caught fire.
Oh wow.
And at like 4 a.m., my brother-in-law stepped outside with his phone and could see the because you can try and put the fire out, but the fireworks are gonna still go off.
Yeah, because it's recreational explosives. Like that's how it works.
So they still work when they're wet.
Oh yeah, yeah they do.
And so they were finding one of the main areas in town, like there are two main entrance points, one at this end of town and one at this end of town. The one at that end of town, this is like the main road that will eventually lead you through the entirety of my town. This is an entrance point from my other home, where my dad lives. And there's a Meijer, there's a Walmart, and this corner has McDonald's. And right here is where the fireworks stand was. In the Walmart, there's also a small strip right between the Meijer and the Walmart. They were getting the debris over in Walmart.
When you say the main road, it doesn't have to be actually called Main Street. We know it's Main Street. If there's just one road that goes through your whole town,
is.
That's Main Street, or as we call it in the Deep South, the main drag. But that's what we call it sometimes, is the main drag. Are you going to go out on the main drag? We know your town is tiny. Now, I know that you feel it is not. But
This one is
Megan,
the
on the other
slightly.
hand,
So
lives
this
with
town
like
is like the hand
Megan
size.
lives in a
My hometown
city.
is like the fist size.
Of the population of Megan City is that of your entire flippin' state.
So today, Kat was telling me about how many customers she dealt with. That was how many I would deal with every day.
No, that was a small store, like not in the main area. Like when I worked at Meyer downstate,
I'm just saying.
I saw hundreds of people a day.
You're in an itty bitty town.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in an itty bitty town. Even I think you're in an itty bitty town.
Yeah, and then
I've looked up your
my
town.
actual hometown is actually smaller.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
this is the middle-sized town, and then Traverse City is the big town. And then Grand Rapids is a proper city.
the population for Cat's Town from the census is 10,371 people.
For the actual one
The
I'm in my
size of my
hometown.
high school.
The one that's named after a car.
Okay. Yeah, that's
what I looked up. Yeah, I know, Megan. That's why I'm like trying to give perspective, because like Megan.
So also the census only counts within city limits.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a little
You want
bit.
me to look up the county?
This town is made up of 3 counties, I think, or several townships.
Cat, I think
there's
you
like 2
combine
counties.
as many counties as you want, and you still wouldn't be able to.
So the whole
this town has a smaller population than my college.
The county that Cat is in, the population is 33,673 people.
That's the
Which is
city
still
I live in.
Smaller than the town I live in Mississippi.
Yeah. Okay, so the continuing the firework thing. So this is not the first one. Apparently, a firework, like a truck hauling fireworks, caught fire a couple weeks ago, like a week or 2 ago. Like our secondary main highway, which is like a secondary main highway for the state.
Yeah.
And they thought the truck was going to blow up.
Well, yeah.
It did not somehow.
Oh, good. Well, that's
but
nice.
There was just a truck on the other side of town too. So like this is the second firework thing that has blown up in like the less than a month.
Does anyone ever like wonder why we do these things to ourselves, like having explosives that could explode and go like?
Because we like making things go boom, Megan.
I don't understand this.
When I was little, before I was allergic to fireworks, I love fireworks.
I never loved fireworks.
I loved fireworks as a kid. I find the loud noise comforting, but other than that,
when I was little, the one year the barge, they had to move it out farther away, and so you couldn't hear the boom as much. So someone got us a fire bomb thingy and chucked it for me so I could have the boom.
So, Megan, I think what it is that gunpowder invention was like a really big deal in China. And then when Europe found out, they were like, this is amazing. This is such a big deal because it go boom, powder go boom.
Yeah.
And like it's now at least like 300-400 years since Europe found out about gunpowder, and America is still not over it.
Yeah.
Like it's still like, and that's why I say, you know what I love? Drone shows. I love drone shows. They don't go boom.
I can't even go out and enjoy it though, because people around the lake where they do the drone show are setting off fireworks.
See, fireworks to me are like emblematic of toxic masculinity. Like they just are a metaphor for it in their existence. Like it just makes sense to
I
me.
just think drone shows are prettier and cooler.
And you can do more stuff with them. Like
Oh, they
you
could
can
do
make cool
amazing
shapes.
things with drone shows. I love drone shows because they can do so much.
Don't do that.
And yeah, like fireworks, you're actually limited somewhat, but also recreational explosives. Like I don't know if they're still doing it, but for like I don't know, let's say 150 years down in Vicksburg, Mississippi, they would have a big 4th of July fireworks display on a barge in the Mississippi River, and everybody would sit in Vicksburg, like on the ledge
Mhm.
in that the river had carved out. They would sit there and watch it. And not once, not twice, but like I think 40 times now the barge has lit on fire and sunk.
Oh my goodness.
I think something is
Usually-
telling them not to do that.
Usually with at least 6 people on it,
Oh no.
but they all can swim.
Oh god.
Like, so they just, they're wearing life vests
Yeah.
and they go swim. And most of the time they survive. Every once in a while, one of the recreational explosives gets them too.
Oh no.
But like, yeah, like it's like since the Civil War, they've been doing this. And the barge keeps lighting on fire and they keep like, well, and then the next year they won't do it. And then everybody's like, but what happened to the fireworks show? Then the year after that, they then do it. And
Yeah.
until, the barge lights on fire again and sinks. And like people, one time when the barge lit on fire, the fireworks, because the barge was on fire and it started sinking and it tilted toward the crowd,
No.
still shooting off fireworks.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so they didn't do another barge for like 4 years after that, but then they did again. Like, and when I say it's a lot of fireworks, I want you to think about money. And think, what do you think a town like Pittsburgh, a small Mississippi town that hasn't been a big deal since the Civil War, how much money could it afford? How much is the wholesale cost of fireworks? And to have an explosions specialist coordinate it and do how much do you think that costs? Like just the burnables, not the barge. Okay, because in theory you get the barge, you keep the barge every year, right?
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah, in theory. In theory. How much do you think the fireworks cost?
Probably 100,000 at least.
No, it's Mississippi, so it's 40,000, which is a lot because they don't even pull in like $500,000 in taxes every year.
That's
Wow.
the entire celebration budget for everything.
City budget,
Damn.
like that's a lot
Yeah.
that they're spending on ephemera that still sinks every decade. It sinks like practically.
Wow.
So yeah,
You'd think someone would work on that.
When I lived on the Air Force Base, every single year, every fireworks show they had that I was there, the fireworks caught stuff on fire.
mm-hmm.
At the air, like you. I mean, no, actually, I've been on the Air Force Base. I should know better.
I was like, girl,
But like in theory,
they call it the chair force for a reason, honey.
so every year the fire department would have something to do. It was,
Give the fire department something to do. It's fine. So the best fireworks show I ever went to was the one where I found out I can't breathe around fireworks.
I could see that as being an exceptional red letter moment.
Well, no, the fireworks were awesome. It's just I couldn't breathe as well.
Yeah, that sounds memorable to me.
Because like way smaller town, like I don't even know if they qualify as a village. Has one of the best fireworks shows within like a large area, like better than some of the cities have in Michigan. And it's done by the fire department.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Nobody
Like,
loves fire like a fire department.
In California, most places you're not allowed to do fireworks. The only places you can do fireworks are like with the like you have to. The fire department does it. You don't. We don't. It's weird being down
And they do
here
it from a
because
swamp.
they actually
They
like
light them
let.
from a swamp.
Wow.
You mean versus lighting the Mississippi River on fire? I mean, just say it, like, honey. You know, the Mississippi River that like cougars swim across. It's wild.
It's weird to me here that people are allowed to like let off fireworks because I like my entire life I've never been allowed to do that.
I am old
I
enough
go to
that I
fireworks
remember
shows.
as a child being handed a Roman candle to hold while they lit it. And it's got quite a kick. Handing that to a child, not like putting that in the no. Why would we put that in the ground? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
the closest we got was sparklers. We could do sparklers.
Oh yeah, I
Grandma.
used
I
to
miss
love sparklers.
sparklers so much. I miss them.
But
Hey, baby.
what was I gonna say? It had
What are you
something
doing?
to do with fireworks. Oh, still remember. We were watching it on TV here in San Diego. Actually, the year all the fireworks went off at once, it made national news
Wow.
because they accident. It was like 2008 or something like that. I don't remember what year, but they all there was a malfunction or something with the stuff they used to set off the fireworks, so all of them went off at the same exact time, and everyone thought like, wow, this is going to be such a great show. It lasted 8 seconds
Oh
because they
wow.
all went off at once.
Every single.
Oh, by the way, Megan, I'm still not getting any pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just put it on Discord, so in
No.
the food group or the food.
Oh yeah.
thing.
Also, the child that watches the streams, she says
Mhm.
hi, and again,
Hi.
you're both pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
you're
got earlier I was taking the dogs out and I saw a dragonfly and I was like, "Ooh, I'll take a picture for Charlie." It's so camouflaged that like Charlie will not be able to see. It just looks like sticks.
Sticks. I took this random picture of sticks for you. Enjoy.
Here, have
Find the
fun.
hidden image.
It really is because like the wings are, see through and the body was like brownish black. So it really blends in with like this is what it looks like.
Hold on.
That's nothing.
I don't see any. It's just sticks.
Yeah, it's just sticks.
And it's
Congratulations.
directly
You took a picture of sticks.
to me.
Oh, look. It's sticks.
Oh wait, I see the
Wait.
body. It's very hard to see, but I
Yeah.
see the.
It's there. It's just
It's
You gotta wait for the
hard
sprint,
to
baby.
see.
Oh, the poor baby.
You don't want to wait.
Can I go ahead and load up the sprint for the poor baby?
You're not starved. You literally got a big pile of cheese.
Starving. What are you talking about? Heresy, woman.
I'm probably gonna head out during this sprint so I can get some dinner and
All right.
rest because I'm
I
still
will
tired. I
distribute
did a
kitty
lot
cup
today.
and lettuce,
Okay.
and maybe you'll get
All that
a Taco Bell.
shopping.
Some lettuce and some kitty cups and all that. All right. Well, good luck, everybody. We'll see y'all on the flip side. Beep-a-da beep. Beep-a-da beep-a-da beep. Moo-ba-da-boo. Moo-ba-da beep-a-da boo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How did everybody's sprint go?
Lettuce and kitty cup had been distributed, and I went upstairs and ate some fruit, but I couldn't be upstairs for too long because the window was still open, and our neighbors had set off fireworks.
Oh, yes, I could. Yeah.
So like instant headache when I go
Oh, I'm
upstairs.
so sorry.
Thankfully, like once I came downstairs, it like disappeared again.
Oh, good. That's good.
But you know,
Yeah. Hello, EJ Sean. Happy to have you lurking with us.
yeah, I think he's lurking in both of our streams.
Oh, okay.
That's why there's two of that message.
I wondered. And hello, Sinister Kings 79.
Hello.
I honestly, I mostly like looked at reels, puttered around the house. Mildly disappointed my dachshund because of the puttering, because she just wanted to
Sit in your
get her shift in at the Frito factory, you know, under the laptop here, and I worked on my ranch dressing recipe, like because I am working on publishing for this Wednesday all the recipes of what I cooked this Friday.
Ooh, yes.
So,
Love
because this is how I am coping with my sadness and disappointment about the state of the world.
it.
Yeah. So I coped by baking pound cake and making fruit compote and getting meatballs and stuff. That's how I cope. Is to feed people and to feed people delicious food and spend time together. Because when you don't know what to do, figure out what you can do, and what you can always do is feed your loved ones. So, and I am also converting all my recipes to volumetric measurements for those who use volumetric measurements. And I am thinking of
Me. It's me.
and Haley.
And Haley. I mean, so I have a scale. It's just my brain doesn't work. Wait.
Yeah, Haley says the same thing. She has a skill, her brain doesn't work with it, and you know.
You sent me the one recipe, and I followed it. It's just
I have the volumetric conversions memorized. I already know them, so it's not that big of a trouble for me to convert it. It just takes a moment. That's all.
We appreciate it.
Yes. But I also look forward to, like, if you make the pound cake, I definitely look forward to hearing what you think of it.
The lemon pound cake we did?
Yeah.
I'm not a huge. Well, is it an overwhelming lemon flavor, or is it like a?
No, it's just I just use lemon extract. I don't use lemon zest because children complain when I use lemon zest. It's too strong.
Okay.
And so I just use lemon extract. It's just 1 teaspoon of lemon extract and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract because vanilla is life. And that's it. And so it has a nice, light, lemony essence without being overwhelming or anything. But you honestly don't have to use the lemon extract. You could just do vanilla.
Okay.
Or you could use some other extract. Like, let's say you had coconut extract. You just wanted to cook. You could do that. You could maple extract. I'm not going to tell you your business. You could use.
I don't control your life.
Right? I don't. You could do whatever you want to do. You can go wild. You could put orange extract or banana extract in.
Orange extract would be delicious.
You could definitely do that.
I made an. It was. I think it was a sophomore or junior in high school.
Mm-hmm.
My stepmom, one of her favorite flavors is orange. So I made her an orange cake, and I made frosting that it's basically like the powdered sugar frosting.
Mm-hmm.
Cake. it's literally basically powdered sugar, milk, or water
Mm-hmm.
in some cases. But it was like a premix, and then you just added water to it essentially. Well, I also added some like orange juice to it, and it tasted like it was more runny than it should have been, but it was still delicious.
Nice.
So I like orange cake. Like I actually really enjoy orange flavored cake.
Well, you could definitely use orange extract instead of lemon extract. It'll still be absolutely effing delicious. But it's really simple because you melt the butter, so you don't have to cream the sugar.
Oh, that is always nice.
Yeah. See, I just melt the butter in the microwave, and then it's just more you stir.
Okay.
And I use self-rising flour, so I don't even have to worry about the leavener, blended in.
I think my mom still has the self-rising flour too.
So I just use self-rising flour, honestly. Call it a day.
That's right.
And I couldn't even find my beaters, so I didn't even use electric beaters. I just used a wooden spoon. I just stirred it, and it looked lumpy, and it still came out fantastic. Because the real trick to my pound cake recipe is once you pour it into whatever your pan, you put it in a cold oven, and you let it sit in a cold oven for 20 minutes before you turn the oven on.
Okay.
And then with it still in the oven, you turn the oven on. And you start counting the timer from the moment you turn on the oven for 70 to 85 minutes. That's
Okay.
it. And then I honestly just turn off the oven and I let it cool in the oven. And it is perfect and perfectly brown every time that way.
I think sometimes recipes that go that long, I have to adjust it down slightly to the lower end of the time.
Because your oven runs hot.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, you just leave it, you turn off the oven and just leave it in for a half hour to an hour minimum. And it'll even come out of the pan easily that way.
Nice.
But when you let it sit for 20 minutes in a cold oven, it gives the flour time to fully hydrate. So it's a deliciously moist cake without any lumps. Afterwards, dry spots afterwards, because it's fully hydrated.
Yeah, because you gave it the time to absorb more.
As well as you let it just sit there for 20 minutes in the pan that you're baking it in. And then you start it in a cold oven so it has time to come out. And so it actually becomes very fluffy because it comes up to heat in the oven as the oven heats up.
That sounds like it would be an excellent recipe to have basically a pineapple upside down cake, but use orange. Yep. Because I've seen orange, like an orange pound cake where they use they take the rind off, of course, and then they have little orange thingies at the bottom, and then they
Oh yeah, you can do that. Yeah, it's a super easy recipe. And my real trick for it tasting so buttery, not only is it melted butter, but she also used a little bit of cooking oil. And for some reason, instead of using all butter, only using some butter and also some liquid oil, makes it taste butterier.
That actually does make sense to me.
Yeah.
My dad and my stepmom watch because they don't have cable. Mm-hmm. They have the regular stations, and it's technically a PBS one, but it's the Create channel.
Oh, I love the Create TV.
And it's Lydia Bastiana, I think it is.
Uh-huh.
The one night I was at the house, and my stepmom turns to my dad and is like, "Did Lydia say to use part butter, part oil? Which ratio did she say to get the better flavor?" And my dad was like, "Well, if you wanted the more oil, the olive oil flavor, it's 3/4 to 1/4, but you still want the butter." I'm just it's fair. I mean, the Create channel is the reason I can make a nice fluffy omelet that only uses 3 eggs. Nice. But it's a thick fluffy one. I don't remember which one he is. But he was actually he was trained by a traditional French chef. Mm-hmm. And had talked about how that's how you don't whisk your eggs with a whisk. You whisk it with a fork. But then also when you put it in you want your pan hot, you actually keep whisking from the center so it builds up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Dad, I'm gonna try that. I made omelets, and I'm like, Dad, I achieved it. He was like, cool. Now can I have one? I mean, when I wanted to start learning how to like cook, besides like I had already been cooking with leftovers, but I wanted to learn how to like make things without being leftovers. For Christmas one year, they got me cookbooks.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad reached into the freezer and then walked up to me and put the chicken in my lap and said, guess what? You're making dinner.
Nice.
You're making Christmas dinner. Which, like, I had made dinner before many times. Because I enjoy cooking. So, but most of the time I had made pasta. I had never made, like, it was my first time ever making a whole chicken. But they tried to give me, like, hey, we want you to cook dinner. This is what we got out, type of thing. If you need help, just ask. So that I would know how to cook various things before I left the house. Like my dad made sure I knew how to cook sausage gravy from scratch.
Yeah.
Because it is one of my favorite foods. And he's like, I know you're going to crave it. It's almost once a month. So my dad like had me, because I had grown up watching him make it. And he'd kind of told me how to make it my whole life. Mm-hmm. But then like he slowly like was like, I want you to actually stand and watch me do it. All right. I started it. Now I want you to try and do the roux portion and the side of the pan for it. Like he slowly had me do more steps of it until he's like, all right, you're making breakfast for dinner.
Nice.
If you need help, I'll help. But you're making breakfast for dinner. I mean, nothing will ever top eating the gravy when Dad makes it. But that's beside the point. I can make gravy.
It matters to be able to feed yourself and feed yourself well.
And actually enjoy it. Because some people can cook and feed themselves. They just don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, they don't enjoy the food when they eat it. And it's like, that's sad. I'm sorry. When, so this is before I met you or any of our friends. Before I lived in the trailer, between the dorm room and the trailer, I lived at Caitlin's parents' house with Caitlin. Like, I lived in Caitlin's bedroom with her for about a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I had only ever been taught how to cook from scratch. Caitlin had only ever been taught how to cook from a box. Really. Because her parents did, like, the from scratch stuff. So her parents challenged us. They're like, Kat has to cook from the box. And Caitlin had to cook from scratch. So we were both standing in the kitchen, like, we were making one meal. But, like, I had to cook from the box stuff, and she had to do the from scratch portion, and we're both just looking at each other like, are you sure we can't trade? We're doing it wrong.
Doing it wrong.
You're supposed to do that. Then they yelled at us to stop helping each other. They were like, no, this is a challenge. We want you to be able to survive.
There's the rub. We want you to survive in the wild, children.
Because I think we had just gotten approved for the trailer as well. Also, I had known her parents like most of my life already. But yeah. Hi, Paris. I know, I still haven't deconstructed Gizmo's cage. Maybe next week.
Am I putting in next to all references to onions, quotation optional cat? And then next to the black pepper, the white pepper, optional Haley? Yes. Yes, I am.
You love your friends.
I do. I adore all of y'all. And I want you to have good food. But again, these things are optional. Because Haley can't handle the spice, and you definitely cannot handle the onion powder.
I mean, she can handle spice.
No, not according to her husband.
Oh.
Yes.
No, wait, that's right. I think Noah was the one who had the kind of the spicy mayo on top, and she didn't.
Yep.
Like, it was like the table had been split.
Yeah. Well, and her and the kids. It's only Noah that can handle any spice. Like,
I feel like Todd is going to be able to handle spice one day.
So.
Was it Todd or Tater that took it was a spicy something and just chewed on it?
I thought it was Tater, but I'm not 100%.
Was it Tater?
You know what? Nope. Don't quote me. I don't know. I've slept. But yeah, at least 2 out of the 3 kids can't handle spice and literally are eating while crying and it's like, and this was after some dish that Noah made of one of my recipes, and he just followed the recipes, which included adding literally 3 dashes of hot sauce to the whole thing, and they're crying. It's so spicy, and I'm like, and it wasn't even it wasn't Tabasco. It was like Louisiana hot sauce, which is what we use, which is one of the most mild hot sauces. It's between, depending on the batch, Louisiana hot sauce is between 500 and 1,500 Scoville units. It's nothing. And literally the babies are crying as they're eating, but they won't stop crying and eating. They keep eating it. It's so good.
Because they're like, it's delicious.
And he only had 3 dashes. And I'm like, okay, noted. I did. It was my Chex Mix. That was it. They just were but it was 3 dashes of hot sauce to the whole batch of Chex Mix that I had made. That was it. That was, and I used Louisiana. It wasn't even hot. Yes. So I didn't know that they were that sensitive. So that's why for the white pepper and the black pepper, optional, Haley. That's right. I'm going to call you out, as I also like optional.
Yeah. Mine's just because I'll die.
But yeah, they couldn't stop eating the Chex Mix I had sent them. But I literally 3 dashes of hot sauce in the entire stick of butter, of this Chex Mix I had made and sent in their Christmas care package one year. And they couldn't, and I'm like, Noah, is it that hot? I don't and I literally went to some I had still left from that batch. And Tom and I I could barely detect any tingle. There's nothing. Yeah, and they're crying and they won't stop eating it though. I could literally hear them crying and shoving it in their mouth and they wouldn't stop. It was so tasty, but also painful.
Like me with the purple red nose.
Right? Yes. What's up with Michiganders? Eating it and crying and not stop eating it and still crying.
Because we like the flavor.
But, baby spice only. Baby spice. Right?
It's spicy, but it's delicious.
Yeah, and I was like, oh God, no, I'm so sorry. And he's like, I thought it was funny. and then he got half the bag because Haley finally ripped the bag away for the babies. No, you can't have any more. And so Noah got to eat half the whole bag of the gallon bag of Chex Mix I had made of sweet and salty Texas trash Chex Mix.
That's cool.
Because she was tired of them crying while they kept eating. They're literally holding the bag, walking around crying while eating. But they won't stop eating. It's hilarious. But, again, I'm not here to torture babies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had even dialed it down because Noah had warned me. He's like, yeah, they can't tolerate much spice. So it's like 3 dashes of
Maybe
Louisiana
1
hot
dash.
sauce.
Maybe.
Right? No, I don't think they can handle even 1 dash. I gotta be honest. No, like I could just wave the closed jar over it. That's as spicy as they can handle. And Noah's like, I liked it. I eat it every night. I just open up the bag and just eat it. And Haley curses me. It's great. So yeah, if I like if we do another Christmas one, I have to remember not to add any spice at all, or to do one of our
One for
normal
Noah?
for Noah, and then like 2-gallon bags for the rest of the family because no, they cannot handle spice. Crying while eating and not stopping eating, but still crying. Like she showed me. She made a short video and sent it to me. And they're of Tater and Tot holding the gallon bag open and shoving it in their mouth and crying the whole time and not stopping to eat. They just keep shoving it in.
They're like, it's so delicious.
It's so delicious, but it's so hurts.
Taste. They're like, it's delicious, but
Right?
it hurts.
Yes. I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? Who knew? Yeah, because that's like appropriate amount of hot sauce, 3 dashes for a whole like 2-gallon batch. That's an appropriate amount of hot sauce for babies in Mississippi. But not for Michigan babies. No.
Not Michigan babies. We white. We spicy.
I have heard.
White, spicy.
I've heard where they consider too much paprika spicy.
Love paprika.
Me too. I love smoked paprika as well. So good.
Paprika's not spicy.
Yeah. I've heard about the Midwest. I've been warned. Don't add too much black pepper. It's too spicy.
Okay, maybe I'm not that white spicy.
Hey, says the person who kept eating pulperita while crying and wouldn't stop. Okay.
I wasn't crying. I was just.
I heard there were tears. I heard that your eyes shed liquid.
No tears fell. My eyes did water though. As I continued to eat it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my eyes dripped water. Sure. Okay. Yeah.
It never left my eyes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Baby spice. Mm-hmm. Love you. Did you ever try the tamarind paste that Tom said?
I'm not. It's bitter.
You're like, that's not as fun as just sitting and like my eyes watering while I nibble.
Yeah.
Yes.
It also made my nose wet.
Yes, the runny nose depends. Poor thing.
So delicious.
Well, just keep eating some kind of tamarind. It's good for your kidneys. And for your gut, actually, since it works as an antihistamine without making you sleepy. Can you hear the fireworks?
Yeah, I can. I can't hear the ones outside though. From the basement, which is why when I went upstairs, I was like, "Oh, I could smell it." Yeah, Buddy was curled up like almost in the chair with my stepdad and almost in his lap because the neighbors had set off some fireworks, and I could look out the window and see the smoke because they had obviously just done it and I didn't hear it at all. But it's literally right there.
It honestly just sounds like popcorn to me.
Well, here, if I was upstairs, I'd be able to hear it because the lake is right there and it's on the other side of the lake. So you can hear it quite well, but not in the basement because
basement. Shall we go ahead and do our second little sprinty sprint?
Sure.
Right. Let me get that set up. Good luck, everybody. We'll see y'all on the flip side.
Beep, bada, beep, beep, beep.
Ooh, fancy meeting you here.
Oh, yeah.
Funny how that worked out. How did your sprint go? Cat? Oh, okay.
Am I back?
Yep. Hey.
My connection got lost for a second, apparently. I did like nothing. But
Oh.
also I can hear the fireworks, so they have definitely started.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah, I was working on formatting my article.
Yeah, I should have worked on the newsletter, but I didn't.
Shock, shock.
I'll get it on Monday. It's fine.
In the fullness of time.
So my original plan had been because like I had started I have the rough version of it loaded already in there because I had started it earlier. I was like, I'll finish it Friday. Well, I got asked like after I had made that decision and started the stuff if I could work Friday and close on Friday. And then when I went to work on Thursday, they were like, "Hey, would you be able to work Sunday and close?" So I went from working Thursday night and Saturday morning to working Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday morning, Sunday night. On a holiday extended weekend.
Cool.
I mean, I was only scheduled 2 days this last week. So, like, I don't mind getting another day. It's just,
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is exhausting.
Agreed.
Ad started. Damn. I didn't pay attention or I would have got stopped that. Well, too late. Sorry, people on my Twitch.
Hello, people.
I literally just watched the video of Q going over like her writing challenge 2.0 thingy, and I'm looking at the acronym for it, and I'm just like, how the fuck did she pronounce that again? I watched that video twice. Okay, actually during this sprint, I did watch that video, but I was watching it for a second time. My brain is obviously not retaining information.
Yeah, it may be time.
I've been up since like 7:30. No, well, I took a nap. I did take a nap with the fastest, but I wasn't like fully asleep. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He was upset when I got up. Like, mother. What the heck? We were cuddled together. Because I had actually technically taken it laid down twice. The first time when I had got up, I had gone up and gone pee, and he followed me up with his sleepy little face, like, why'd you get up? Why are we out of the bed? And I was like, it's okay, we're going back to the bed. And he was like, oh, okay. And like was like the look in his eyes. And then we curled up again. And then when I got up the second time, it's because my mom got home. And he had this little sleepy glare. Like, it was partly his fault that I'm so tired.
Oh.
Friday morning, he decided, I think it was Friday. It was Thursday or Friday. One of the two. He woke me up at 4 a.m. Just. And, like, wanted me to shift. I wasn't in the right spot, apparently. In my bed. That he needed to wake me up. And he woke me up enough that I was also like, oh, I'll get up and go pee real quick, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to actually hydrate.
What?
Yeah.
Wild.
I mean, hey, they saw no signs in my x-rays of, like, kidney stone
Yeah.
forming. So
That's wonderful.
I've been doing significantly better than I did in the past.
You're doing lovely.
So, I mean, I don't drink as much water as, like, it's recommended, but come on, that's a lot of fucking water. Okay, I can't go from, like, barely hydrating to, like, overhydrating. I'm like, this takes time. Be lucky I drink as much fluids as I do now.
Let me pace myself.
Okay. Because if I drink too much, like, because I'm such a slow drinker,
Mm-hmm.
if I drink too much, it makes me sick.
Yeah.
Like, if I actually do drink the, like, 64 ounces or whatever, it makes my body tries to spit up the water.
Mm-hmm. You have to, like, trick your body. You have to, like, sip it.
No, even sipping it. Like, if I drink it all day, my body still's like, no. What are you doing? We don't absorb this much. Thanks. It needs to go. And I'm like, well, that was rude. Bodies are rude, in case nobody knew that.
I agree. Bodies are very rude.
Like, mine thinks it's cool to attack itself. And now I have to give myself an injection. And every time I do my injection, because with the Stellara, I actually have to see the needle.
Mm.
And I have a bad reaction to needles. And it's like, I intentionally do not eat before I do it. Like, that's how bad it is. Like, I choose not to eat beforehand or even have coffee before I do my injection. But then I immediately have to go eat. Because it also causes me to not have an appetite.
Mm-hmm.
The medicine does. So I know I have to go eat on the day of my injection, but I can't eat before it. Or I'll be wearing it.
Yeah.
And no one wants me to do that. So, like, if they ever come up with, like, one of the pens, like, the
Yes, I can
pen
see
for my
that.
medicine,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
That would be great. Yes.
That would be awesome. I didn't have to see that needle.
I could see that really working for you.
I could do that a lot better. I mean, I've managed to do it alone. Like, the first couple times, I had to have my mom sitting there.
Yeah. I've been there.
But yeah, I, like, every time I have a worse reaction to it. Like, not, like, to the medicine. To the needle.
Yep.
At least I'm not like my dad. He turns whiter than, like, my dad, who, like, works outside. So he's, like, super tan.
Right.
He turns, like, me pale.
Mm-hmm.
And just drops.
Yep.
So, like, at least I don't do that.
Yeah, you're doing great, really.
So bodies are rude. Also, mine decided I can't eat one of my favorite foods. Onion is literally one of my favorite foods. I was that child that could just sit there and eat onion. And also fireworks. Which I don't know if you can hear the boo, boo, or not.
I'm hearing it. I can hear it. Yeah.
I think there's a child coming over after those get done, though. because I think her mom has to work is on call and or has to do the overnight shift.
Okay.
With one of the clients she has. So. But we should probably end.
Okay. Well, then we shall say good night, everybody.